11 traits of a Sigma female that men find irresistible. Number 1. Her edgy sense of humor. It's not that hard to understand, is it? Men love hanging out with women who are funny. Sigma females are known for their witty sense of humor. They are rebels at their core, so often their humor is sarcastic and close to the bone. That makes them seem fun and naughty, and that's a combination that is hard to resist for any guy. Sigma females don't follow the usual trends of the day. They like to create their own unique style. They are more likely to have an unconventional hobby. They may even be into gaming, just as much as he is.
Oh, we're concluding this mini-series I've been doing on my channel about various male personality types, but today we're not actually really focusing on the male side. We are actually changing it up and we're looking at the Sigma females. Now, did you even know Sigma females actually existed? Well, as we've been going over a lot of the Sigma male stuff over the last couple of months, I think my first video was back in November, we've looked at how increasingly ridiculous all of this stuff has gotten. And then, of course, 2 weeks ago, I think, we looked at the Omega male. Now, if you watch both of these videos, you will know how interchangeable it seems a lot of these things are, and also how, like, a lot of the information out there on what is a Sigma male or what is an Omega male, that stuff is all very contradictory, with some videos telling you that it's one thing and the other videos telling you it's actually another thing. And then although there's like a common perception that being an Omega male is actually a bad thing, in a lot of these videos, they make it out to actually be a very, very good thing. We spoke about it multiple times, but it does seem like men's own astrology. But today, with the Sigma female stuff, this isn't actually women making their own like versions of the male personality type. What it actually seems like, men who invented like this hierarchy seemingly based on the animal kingdom have invented a female version which just fits in with what they want women to be like and their perfect woman for a relationship, rather than women themselves coming up with this stuff. But sadly, as you will see in the video, there are some women who actually buy into being Sigma females. And then to round off this whole topic, I actually want to talk about personality types in general, and I want to talk about this like weird dating app I found where you match people based on personality type. So we're going to take a look at that for the end of the video. But before we go any further, if you want to support my content and support this video, please consider giving it a like, maybe commenting your thoughts on any point of the video. Also, if you're new, consider subscribing. If you want to support this channel going forward, please consider becoming a patron. I want to build as many $1 to $3 patrons as possible, and the benefits at the moment are getting my Nintendo Switch friend code and access to the private patrons Discord server. Also follow me on social media at the Kavernacle on Twitter, on Instagram. Come join the Discord, come join the subreddit. Also check out my second channel, the Kavernacle Extra, where I archive my live streams, which I usually do on a Tuesday and a Thursday. So although a lot of you loyal subscribers will have been here throughout the whole Sigma male saga, a lot of you will be clicking on this video for the first time. It's probably the first video you've seen of my channel, so we should probably make it clear what a Sigma male is to begin with.
Due to the fact that Sigma male is a mysterious lone wolf, you will often have a hard time realizing who a Sigma male actually is. They are men who, far from social circles, live their own lives. Men who, without ever listening to anyone else, dance to the sound of their own drums. Although they are very introverted and avoid all kinds of contact with people they don't like, some might find you interesting enough to let you see who they really are.
Now, Sigma male is not just a meme. It has become a meme because people are realizing how ridiculous it is, posting pictures of like Ryan Gosling from various films, like mainly Blade Runner and Drive, and basically saying this is like the best version of a Sigma male, also like John Wick. So I've gone into the origins of the Sigma male in the Omega male video, but basically what it is men who essentially have the qualities of an alpha male in that they are very confident, they can be leaders in the social hierarchy, but the main thing for them is they choose not to be. They are very comfortable with their own presence. They're very comfortable with not being like the top of the social hierarchy, but if the need arises, they can be. Now, in the other videos, we've seen people compare the different versions of Sigma males. There's like the Ronin type, which is like, you know, the Ronin in Japan, where they're like these outcasts, but they are like very good fighters. They can be mercenaries. And then you have the Wizard type, which is like really bizarre, who are like really great at inventing stuff, but even the wizard type Sigma male sounds a lot like the Omega male, because a lot of these things just sound just the same thing all the time. But the thing with the Omega male and the Sigma male is they don't care about the social hierarchy. They're not trying to compete. But with the Sigma male, if he has to compete, he will be just as good as an alpha male, and to women, which is the main part of a lot of his stuff, he will be just as desirable, and most of the time he's actually a lot smarter than the alpha male as well. So for a lot of introverts, this is like the most appealing thing to be, because you can be introverted, you can enjoy your own time, you don't have to have a massive social circle, you don't have to enjoy like going clubbing or hooking up with loads of people. But at the same time, you are comfortable in the knowledge that if you were called upon to be a leader and compete in the hierarchy, you could do a great job at it. Obviously, like I said throughout this series, it's a lot of men really compensating for feeling very inadequate. And obviously that's because of, you know, the roles we are expected to fulfill in the patriarchal system. So there is a massive amount of toxic masculinity going on here. Now, you'd think that if we are talking about like real things that exist, maybe Sigma females might actually be quite similar to Sigma males. Now, they're similar in some respects in that they don't really care about the social hierarchy, but upon watching a lot of these videos, the main difference I have noticed when these people talk about Sigma females is that Sigma females don't really have the qualities of an alpha male or an alpha female, in that seemingly, even if they want to be, they cannot dominate a social situation. But like with the Sigma males I don't have an interest to, it seems like with these people, they believe that Sigma females actually can't do this. So getting into the first video from Mindly Nova, 7 benefits of being a Sigma female, rarest female on earth, lone wolf, Sigma female personality traits. So I just want to get into a bit of this video. And just like all the other ones, it's done by an AI voice. And I think I need to make a video about this whole industry where there are so many channels just churning out this content written in an AI voice, seemingly just espousing complete nonsense, but they get like hundreds of thousands of views. This one doesn't have as many views as that, but maybe that is for a future video.
Sigma females are sometimes misinterpreted because they are more reserved and contemplative, as opposed to alpha females who draw energy from social engagement. Sigma female waste energy in social settings, and after attending a party or spending time with a big group of people. They frequently feel the need to recharge by spending time alone. A Sigma female is independent and self-sufficient, but very attractive when it comes to men. They spend a lot of time studying their own interior experiences. They have a very excellent understanding and insight into themselves, their motives, and their feelings. When Sigma female uses their inherent abilities, they may become the finest leaders. They don't feel the need to jump into the spotlight and grab all of the credit for group accomplishment. Instead, they are more inclined to promote their team's qualities. Sigma females crave personal space to reflect and refuel, and they can sense when their partners need space as well. Because they have this need for their privacy, they give it to others. And the same qualities that make them great listeners also make them great partners at the end of a long day. It might be daunting for them to be in a large group when the aim is to meet, speak, and create a good first impression. They can utilize their inherent abilities to forge meaningful connections. Alpha females may attend networking events to meet as many people as possible. But those brief encounters do not always create a lasting impression. The strength of networking is not always found in numbers. Sigma females are interested in learning about the individuals they encounter, even if they only connect with a few of them.
So as I spend more and more time watching loads of these videos, it becomes very, very hard to distinguish between like what video is what, and also what personality type they're even talking about. But obviously with this one, it's very similar to the Sigma male in that, you know, they like their own time, they like being alone, they like recharging and things like that. They can be good in the workplace, but there's less of an emphasis in this video of them being like these alpha females and things like that. It also says in this video, and I'm going to get back to this a bit later, that they like networking. But then I've watched a bunch of other videos that say they actually really hate networking because they don't like being in like big groups and things like that. Again, do not know where this stuff comes from. I don't know who is sitting down and writing generic Sigma female script or Sigma male script, because they always contradict each other, and seemingly beyond like very basic things, none of these channels can agree what makes a specific personality type. But basically, like the Sigma male, it's your introvert who can be more extroverted if they want. Now, I said in the Omega video, what these personality types are bad for is normalizing bad behavior, because if you think of everyone's personalities like you're picking, I don't know, a backstory in Dragon Age, which forms like the inherent characteristics as the character you're role-playing as, or just like any sort of RPG where you pick a specific class, then you can really dismiss lots of bad things in yourself by saying like, that's just how I am. I'm a Sigma male. If you don't like it, then that's your fault. You have to learn to accept Sigma males. So there's another video by Digital Wonder, I think I've used this channel before, 15 things a Sigma female will not tell you. So just gonna play you some clips from this one as well.
Networking events aren't their thing. For female Sigmas who run businesses, this is especially difficult. They feel pressured to perform when networking. They sometimes have a difficult time saying the right thing and listening quietly. Sigma females find it uncomfortable to make small talk, just to break the ice with people they don't know. They don't really care about most birthdays. Any Sigma female who works in an office knows how it feels to be harassed to contribute to someone's birthday collection. They won't wake up on their own birthday feeling any more pleased than they do on any other day. They won't always like the attention a birthday brings, particularly as they get older. There's nothing worse for them than being wished happy birthday with a fake smile from people they hardly even know. Unless it's someone in their small inner circle of close friends, they won't be offended if you don't invite them to your birthday. They will even be relieved. They won't force themselves to like you. This is the ugly truth. There are people they like and people they don't like. Often it comes from childhood, or maybe the side of the bed they woke up on that morning. This shouldn't be taken personally. They appreciate honesty and sometimes it hurts to be real. It goes against their nature to suppress these feelings, just to be nice. If a Sigma doesn't like you, you can be sure it's not an act. They believe if you've got a problem with them, that's on you, because that's just the way they are. There are sometimes ways in which Sigma females behave that might be considered rude by outsiders. A Sigma female most likely did not intend to slight you, regardless of the circumstances. Sigmas are not malicious individuals who would deliberately hurt others.
So where do we even start with this one? I guess the main takeaway is, do not wish a Sigma female happy birthday unless you're a close friend. That was like a really bizarre point in that they don't like their own birthdays, apparently, Sigma females. That seems pretty random. Like, I do understand being asked to like chip in for someone's birthday you might not like. It does seem like they're just like really, really rude. And obviously it says they are not rude or shy. Well, because they are rude. If they act rude, they are rude. And you can't just dismiss it as like, they're not actually rude, because that's just what Sigma females do. And of course, this one says they absolutely hate networking. So what is it? Do Sigma females like networking to like boost their profile in the business world, or do they absolutely hate it? In some ways, I kind of like the idea of this Sigma female in particular, in that they obviously do not care what people think of them to like a massive degree, and be rude to them even if they're wishing them happy birthday. But at the same time, it just shows like how ridiculous this stuff is, in that it's so very specific. Like all this stuff about birthdays and being rude and stuff, it's taking like very, very small things that do not even seem to fit with like broader personality types you often read online. But like I said, these personality types do seem to allow you to normalize actually pretty bad behavior, and behavior that will get you ostracized socially. And obviously you can say, well, these people don't care about that, but in some aspects, they're just seemingly being very rude and not nice people. Because as much as most of us don't really like small talk with strangers or people we don't like, there is a thing called like common courtesy, where you don't want to make someone feel awkward or embarrassed or bad, so you will just like humor the situation for a bit. I mean, I guess you could always tell them that you're a Sigma female and that's just the way it is. So obviously it would be one thing if women were creating these personality types, but I really, really doubt they are, and I don't think anything proves this more than another video by Digital Wonder called Why Sigma Females Attract Men. Now, you can probably already tell what this video is going to say, like about women and the ideal type of woman, but I'm gonna let it speak for itself.
Her edgy sense of humor. It's not that hard to understand, is it? Men love hanging out with women who are funny. Sigma females are known for their witty sense of humor. They are rebels at their core, so often their humor is sarcastic and close to the bone. Sigma females have a chilled out and relaxed nature. They value peace and calm, and they tend to avoid taking themselves too seriously. She tries to pay for dinner. While this may seem a bit old-fashioned, men always notice when it happens. The majority of guys are fine with paying for dinner, especially early on in a relationship. Whenever a woman makes at least the attempt to treat their man from time to time, it says a lot about who she is. They are more likely to have an unconventional hobby. They may even be into gaming, just as much as he is. Sigma females value their independence and alone time. Men generally like some autonomy. They want to hang out with you and have fun, but they also want a chance to catch up with their buddies. A Sigma female will actively encourage her man to have fun with his friends. Despite their introverted nature, Sigma females are risk takers. They like to try new activities and to have new adventures in cultures they are unfamiliar with. It is particularly appealing for men if a woman is game for going on adventures and taking trips with them. Guys love a woman who is responsible and knows how to pitch in and support them in life. A Sigma female wants to see her man do well in life. Sigma females have a natural ability to tune into the needs and desires of their partner.
So to most men, lots of stuff in there are like the ideal thing in a female partner. They also could love gaming just as much as men. Doesn't that sound nice, all you nerds on the internet who are really into this stuff? But yeah, like, she has an edgy sense of humor. She is very, very unique. She likes her alone time and encourages you to go out with the boys, and she doesn't want to infringe on that. Doesn't that sound great? She also apparently, even though Sigma females are quite introverted, loves to take risks and do loads of like spontaneous things, which apparently in other videos they say she doesn't like to do that. And of course, a big thing is they are good listeners who will support the man no matter what. In this video, it seems like the Sigma females don't have much agency in their own relationships. It just seems like the Sigma female has been created by men as like the ideal, I guess, partner for people who really buy into being a Sigma male. Because in this video, if you watch the whole thing, there seems like no downside to this. Like, they are so perfect partners who are happy to go along with everything you do, listen to you, support you. They're never going to cause any problems. They might even like gaming, and they want you to spend more time with the bros. So again, this stuff is like really, really ridiculous. It's obviously very male-centered. It's obviously completely dominated with the view of like straight relationships. Like, what happens if a Sigma female dates a Sigma female? What happens if a Sigma male dates an Omega male? It's obviously done by people who just want to learn how to pick up women. That's what it feels like anyway. So that is it for like the Sigma female and how I believe it's been completely designed by men, has no basis in reality, can't even keep like a straight story of what a Sigma female even is, doesn't even seem that similar to a Sigma male because it has lots of traits that they don't, and they display more characteristics of being like leading figures and stuff, where Sigma females don't. It just feels like people who believe in Sigma males wanted like a perfect female personality type for their partners, so they invented this stuff. But like I said earlier, sadly, although I feel like this is completely created by men, lots of women actually buy into this stuff. So I'm going to go through some of the comments I've been seeing on these videos by both men and women. How do Sigma women and Sigma males get along in a relationship? Sigma female here, married to a Sigma male for 3 years. We fit together like a puzzle, we understand each other, and we do everything together. We are best friends. Well, I'm happy for you, Sarah. I don't know if you're both Sigmas though. Sally's saying, one, I know this when I was growing up. All the wandering, worries and hardships. I felt so alone for all my childhood. Time's moving on. Being a Sigma female in a masculine household is like a war. No one understands you, says you're an arrogant one, and tries to humiliate you, but I am okay with being a warrior. I am a Sigma female and I will offer to pay my share, especially because some men who pay think you owe them something. I believe in gender equality and I've been financially independent since I was 18. I'm a Sigma female too, but when I have a date with a guy and he doesn't pay the bills, it will not be another date or pick up his phone calls. A lot of men chase me. Why should I waste my time with the men who can't take care of me? Well, Elizabeth, it said in the video that Sigma females try and pay for the bill, so it doesn't seem like you're fitting that description much. I am a Sigma. I hardly trust anyone, but when I do, I give all my heart to them. If you become my friend, I will always help you, love you, and keep you close to me. I appreciate and respect genuine bond with other person. Quality is what matters, really. I do have mystery in me because I don't say everything I think. Some things I like to keep for my own. It's why not everyone understands me. Some people even avoids me because I am not an open book to everyone. That's what keeps my heart safe from fake relationships. I like to analyse my environment and observe it. I know more about people than they think I do. Of course, I notice all the little things and then I decide if I want to communicate with you or not. People come to me for help because they have a feeling about me that I am trustworthy and I know what I am doing. I don't want to dominate or use people. I want to have their unforced respect and acceptance. New sub here, thanks for the info. I'm 95% Sigma female. I take away -5% because I don't care about getting even revenge. I'm just glad it is over. Silly, you don't want honest, loyal people on your team. So this one is the last comment, and I think it's good, but it ties it nicely to star signs. This description is rather accurate of myself. Now I'm a Virgo, Sun, and Scorpio rising with a moon in Taurus. And if I had to guess common zodiac signs for this type of female, I'd guess either Virgo or the water signs Scorpio and Cancer. I attract water signs like no one's business and have a few water sign friends, again mostly Scorpio and Cancer, and this definitely describes them perfectly. So like we've been saying throughout these videos, it does seem like astrology for men, but also it does also seem like another extension of astrology for some women, because it's just as ridiculous as astrology and star signs in that somehow the date you were born influences your inherent characteristics. The same way apparently you are defined by being a Sigma male or an alpha male. I don't get people also say they're like 95% something. I'm not sure how that works. Lots of people were saying it in the other videos that we've looked at. But to any women watching this, please do not buy into Sigma male stuff and Sigma female stuff, because it was largely created by men. Obviously, in the relationship, from what we've looked at in both videos, it seems way better to be a Sigma male. Like I said in the other videos, we of course all have different traits, and even on different days we have different traits. Like some days you might be more extroverted, some days you might be more introverted, and you can probably relate to a lot of the stuff you've heard, but that's the point. You're meant to relate to some of it because it's so vague and broad, and then you can say, well, I am X or I am Y because I identify with this stuff. But like I said, it's such a load of rubbish. It's so contradictory. There are loads of contradictions even in the videos I've shown you, saying like they love networking, but then they hate networking. And apparently they're massive introverts, but when they're with men, they're happy to take risks and do whatever the men want. This whole genre of video is just born out of fragile masculinity and toxic masculinity. Men who do not feel comfortable with themselves in the patriarchy, so they have to compensate by actually saying that they can dominate the social hierarchy of man, they can become the alpha male if they want to be, but they are comfortable in their own skin. You guys can all go be in the rat race, they're so above it, but if they have to participate, they will be the best at it. Sigma female is kind of the same in that they have a lot of skills that the alpha females have, but they are comfortable in their own skin. They will, do their own fashion. They will have their own hobbies. They don't care what people think. And please don't wish them happy birthday. Now let's go on to the dating app stuff before we go more onto the personality type stuff. So when I was watching one of these videos, an ad came on for me called Find Your Type, You're My Type.app. It's a dating app based on personality type. Not so much Sigma males and Sigma females, but just like general personality type. So this advert was done by a YouTuber, I think, called Frank James. He has 900,000 subscribers, and basically he makes like skits and sketches about how different personality types from the Myers-Briggs personalities definition, how they react to certain situations. Now, on his content, I think it's pretty harmless for a lot of it, but at the end of the day, it does play into this massive pseudoscience that somehow you can be defined by one of 16 different personality types. So here's just like a snippet of his content.
You often hear it said that there are two different kinds of people in this world. There are pancake people and there are waffle people. There are iPhone people and there are Android people. There are those who like Neil Diamond and those who don't. Myers-Briggs, aka the 16 personalities, does this on several different levels. People are either thinkers or feelers, they're either introverts or extroverts, etc. But if you had to divide the 16 personalities into just two groups, what is the most significant dividing line between the personality types?
So this is the guy behind the video. Now here is an ad for the app before we're gonna go into like how I signed up for this ad.
This video is sponsored by You're My Type. Find your type on You're My Type. You're My Type is an app that uses personality types to make online dating and finding friends more meaningful. The app has a personality test and a compatibility test to make sure that you are going to be matched up with your ideal type. You get it? It's the name of the app. You can meet people from your area or from all around the globe using global mode. And guess what, people? This app is available worldwide on iOS an android.
So if you buy into a pseudoscience, wouldn't it be nice if you could meet someone who was like a complementary personality? Either they could be extremely similar, or they could be very different, because maybe that's what makes, you know, a good relationship. So I signed up for a profile. I call myself Sigma. Just got a random stock photo of a man. That's not my actual birthday. I'm not 32 years old. And then my bio is, I want to get to know like-minded people and keep on my Sigma grind. So there's my profile for you. So when you get like a personality test, and it's really, really basic stuff, like I would describe myself as either an introvert or an extrovert. If my friend is upset about something, my immediate response is to try and solve their problem, support them emotionally. When it comes to meetings and appointments, I am usually late or on time. I often or rarely daydream about future ideas and scenarios. It's difficult or easy for me to stick to a routine. So I got, after answering these questions, the INTJ, the strategist. It's like playing a role-playing game. Single-minded, curious, objective, creative, reserved. INTJs are insightful and creative thinkers who seek to understand the world they live in and generate new ideas and possibilities. They do not seek understanding just out of intellectual curiosity, but because they are interested in finding useful applications for their ideas and turning them into structured action plans. INTJs can be very private about their own feelings and do not typically feel the need to express them. So then I just went on to the dating app part and just put looking for all between 22 and 35. So I'm not going to show you the pictures in case these people are real, but I really think these people are not real. So here's some people I get matched with. The strategist, 2,000 miles away. My highest ambition is to make a difference in society. I love freedom, competitions, walking by rivers, traveling, spa trips, laughing and more. I love horror and thriller movies. That sounds very nice. So these people are the same personality type as me, someone else, 6,000 miles away, open to talk, a friendly INTJ. I would like to hear your experiences. Zoe, who apparently is 0 miles away. I don't know why I'm here. Okay, neither do I. Rachel from Kansas, 34, seeing where life takes me, the same as me. So then I switched it up and I actually picked like a different personality type. So here's one. Moataz A. Hashim, 28, the executive from Iraq. Bio, ambition, working in 3 places at the same time and nail them all. Love, movie, anime, manga, books and serial killer documentaries, okay. Interested in all people but prefer weird women, hate pink people. Alexandra, 32, my only daughter spelt wrong is all I have right now, okay. Parry, 22, in the pursuit of happiness, pluviophile, a bit introvert until vibe matches. So I think this app either has no active users or like isn't even designed to have active users. Now there is something called the memes feed where you can post if you have a verified account. I don't have one. But a lot of these memes are all just about personality types. Here's one from Ricky. INTP, I'm so cold and heartless. No, don't say that about yourself. You're so nice when people get to know you. INTJ, bro, am I cold? Bro, if you drank a milkshake, it turned to an ice cream before it hit your stomach. Another one from Arian, my beta friends with girlfriends, I feel bad for you. Me, I don't think about you at all. I need to make a video about how people use Don Draper as like this weird figure. Max, I hate small talk. I want to talk about atoms, death, aliens, magic, internet, the meaning of life, faraway galaxies, the lies you've told, your flaws, your favorite sense, your childhood, your insecurity and fears. I like people with depth, who speak with emotion from a twisted mind. I don't want to know what's up. I've hated this meme for ages, and I hate people like this. Most people who think like they're deep like this are really not interesting, and I'd rather probably just have small talk about sports with most people. Max again, the older I get, the more selective I am of who is in my tribe. I would rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. So then just like more ones about like personality types. This stuff is like really, really dead. And it kind of defeats the purpose, because if you go into a different menu, you can actually choose your personality type randomly, not even based on the test I took. So what is the point of this dating app? Like, if I can choose what personality I have, why am I taking a test anyway? So obviously that dating app never took off. I hope Frank got a nice payday, because a lot of people maybe from his channel would have been interested in that. I've been advertised that from going on like the Sigma male and Sigma female videos. But even that, it's pretty clear. It's just a really weird sort of box to put yourself in, especially with dating, because it makes no sense. You can't boil yourself down to one of 16 classes like an RPG and expect that to help with how compatible you are with someone. Like for me personally, it's important that I share similar like moral values of people. But even in my own relationship, me and my girlfriend are pretty different with a lot of these things. It doesn't really affect our compatibility. And if we met through like a dating app like this, we probably would have never like talked to each other. The Sigma male stuff is a bit more modern, but personality types have been around for a long time. You guys might have heard of the Myers-Briggs test. I want to go into a good article by Vox talking about why it's just complete rubbish. Why the Myers-Briggs test is totally meaningless, by Joseph Strongberg and Estelle Caswell. The Myers-Briggs type indicator is probably the most widely used personality type in the world. About 2 million people take it annually at the behest of corporate HR departments, colleges, and even governments. The company that produces and markets the test makes around $20 million off it a year. The only problem, the test is completely meaningless. There's just no evidence behind it, says Adam Grant, an organizational psychologist at the University of Pennsylvania, who's written about the shortcomings of the Myers-Briggs. Previously, the characteristics measured by the test almost have no predictive power on how happy you'll be in a situation, how you perform at your job, or how happy you'll be in a marriage. The test claims that based on 93 questions, it can group all the people in the world into 16 different types, and in doing so, serve as a powerful framework for building better relationships, driving positive change, harnessing innovation, and achieving excellence. Most of the faithful think of it primarily as a tool for telling you your proper career choice, but the test was developed in the 1940s based on the totally untested theories of Carl Jung and is now thoroughly disregarded by the psychological community. Several analyses have shown the test is totally ineffective at predicting people's success in various jobs, and about half of the people who take it twice get different results each time. You've probably heard people telling you that they're an ENFJ, extroverted, intuitive, feeling, judging, an INTP, introverted, intuitive, thinking, perceiving, or another one of 16 types, and you may have even been given this test in the professional setting. The test is built entirely around the basis that people are all one or the other. It arrives at the conclusion by giving people questions such as, you tend to sympathize with other people, and offering them only two blunt answers, yes or no. It'd be one thing if there were good empirical reasons for these strange binary choices that don't seem to describe the reality we know, but they come from the disregarded theories of an early 20th century thinker who believed in things like ESP and the collective unconscious. Actual data tells psychologists that these traits do not have a bimodal distribution. Tracking a group of people's interactions with others, for instance, shows there aren't really pure extroverts and introverts, but mostly people who fall somewhere in between. So what is Myers-Briggs useful for? The Myers-Briggs is useful for one thing, entertainment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking the test as a fun and interesting activity like a BuzzFeed quiz, but there's something wrong with CPP peddling the test as reliable and valid. Backed by the ongoing global research and development investment, the company makes an estimated $20 million annually with the Myers-Briggs as its flagship product. Among other things, it charges between $15 and $40 to each person who wants to take the test, and $1,700 to each person who wants to become a certified test administrator. Why would someone pay this much to be administered a flawed test? Because once you have the title, you can sell your services as a career coach to both people looking for work and thousands of major companies that use the test to separate employees and potential hires into types and assign them appropriate training programs and responsibilities. Once certified, test administrators become cheerleaders of the Myers-Briggs, ensuring that the use of the outdated instrument is continued. So it's maybe not surprising so many people fall for the Sigma male, Omega male, Sigma female stuff when personality types have been so ingrained in our culture. As someone who only worked in like the office world for like a year, how common is this stuff in the UK? Like, it seems pretty common in the US. I haven't heard that much about it in the UK. I actually haven't heard people talk about personality types as much here. Please let me know in the comments if you're from America or the UK or anywhere else. How common is this Myers-Briggs test, and have you personally done one? But obviously, like they're saying in the article, it seems like an awful way to categorize people, and then it's not surprising from these 16 personality types you're then getting new ones that people like Sigma male and Sigma female, Omega, Delta, all these different ones which I haven't even talked about yet. From Myers-Briggs to Sigma male, it's just pseudoscience that really has no backing from various scientific communities, really shouldn't be implemented because humans are far more complex, and obviously the influence of outdated views of the animal kingdom, specifically wolf packs in this instance, have really informed what people think it is to be an alpha male. And like I said in my last video, the Omega male video, alpha male wolves don't really exist, and even animals that have alpha males like gorillas, the alpha male in that scenario is far different from what humans believe alpha males to be. For example, do you think alpha males in humanity are like good fathers? But gorilla alpha males are often very gentle and they are good fathers to their children. They're often pretty calm as well. They often do not use violence unless they are challenged by another male. But from taking that and importing it to humans, we have really like skewered what it even means to be an alpha male. So anyway, let me know what you think of this complete rubbish. If you want to follow me on social media at the Kavernacle on Twitter and Instagram, come join our communities on Discord and my subreddit. And if you want to support my work, check out my Patreon. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching.